Good evening, guys. Right here I have a weekly chart for the NASDAQ. This is the continuous contract NQ1 explanation. If you guys saw my previous video, I talked about what the weekly outlook could look like, what price targets that we could potentially have, and where price could move. In the previous video, I also mentioned that the price is an overall uptrend, and I want to see if price will continue that uptrend or will it break structure and pull back. The markets have been extending. They are going breaking previous highs, currently trading at an all-time high. So naturally we think that okay, the market is very overexpanded. Now when will that pullback come? Just like many of us, I'm also waiting for that pullback to come where we can bank on a big move back. Looking at the weekly charts, we can see that there are some areas where price can come back and trade into. Looking at these charts, we can see a big imbalance on the weekly charts where price again can trade down towards, and if we do catch a move on the downside, this could be a pretty big move that could be very profitable for us. Now that is something that we just want to keep in the back of our head. However, the trend is your friend. You want to make sure you're trading with the trend. So right now I am bullish because price does not seem to go lower. Every time you think that this is it, this is a big pullback, the next day boom, price will break the high and just trade even higher. So on a weekly outlook, I'm looking at this BISI to be traded into. It could be next week, I don't know, but eventually at some point price will come down and trade into these gaps. So I just wanted to start this video off by showing you the weekly charts, just so you have an overlook idea of where the markets are standing. Even taking our correlating markets like ES and Dow Jones, as you can see, all markets here have been trading at a all-time high. Now coming down into the daily charts. Now for the past couple of months, what I've been doing is I've been looking at the weekly charts just for an overall look at the market, but I've been looking at the daily charts a lot more because price have been delivering on these charts efficiently. As you can see, we have the daily charts here. We had a nice gap right here. Price today moved into it and traded into it. Okay, so I'm gonna mark this out so you can take a look. So right here we have a BISI which the market traded into, and the open of today is above this right here. Now if you look quickly on the ES and the Dow Jones, this was yesterday's candle, which is today currently, but obviously market opens at 6, so this is going to be today going into tomorrow's candle here, Friday. So this was Thursday today. ES has already broken through the previous day high, same thing as Dow Jones. However, MNQ has not done that yet. So what I want to see is price correlating with the other two markets. Are we going to go for previous day highs? So as you can see, I have my 24,000 area marked right over here because that's what I want to see price trade into, either in the London session or New York AM session tomorrow. Now coming back to our daily charts, we have our gap right here which we've already traded into. Now we're trading above right here. As I mentioned previously, the previous day high is what I want to see price trade into. We can see a reversal all the way back down to the 50%, but the previous day high is what I really want to see price trade into because we see ES and Dow Jones have already done that. So I'm going to mark this out. Price target will be 24,007. Now coming down to the 4-hour chart, again, as I mentioned before, I've been looking at the daily and price have been delivering on that time frame very efficiently. Similarly, on the 4-hour chart, we can see that the price have been respecting a lot of significant levels, and you can get some very nice trades out of this. I personally took some trades based off of this and they were very profitable. I am overall profitable for the month. I will be, posting some recordings of my executions and overall updates on how my month is going and how, profitable I am throughout the month. So stay tuned for those updates as well in my channel. So looking at the 4-hour, first thing we see here, overall, the trend. The trend is bullish. Yes, we've taken out, significant highs. We're currently trading in an area where there is nothing above us. So price can keep going higher or create areas where it can move higher, pull back down, and create areas of liquidity, go back up, come back down, or it could just based on news or based on what goes on in the world, price can break this structure right here, come back down, and we can see something like this. If price breaks structure here with this area, we can see price come back down, retest something here, and deliver to the downside here. So this kind of puts us in a very tricky spot for a lot of the SMC traders who have daily biases in place. The past month, I have been trading with no bias because there's been times where I would be in a New York session and my bias would be short, but mid-session I'm flipping my bias into bullish, and I'm sure a lot of us traders can relate to that based on the price action recently. So I'm not too attached to my bias. I do have certain things that I expect that to happen. I anticipate price to price doing a pullback at some point, and I am waiting for that point. But at the same time, I'm not gonna force those shorts and price keep going higher and higher and higher. So you follow the trend, you wait for structure shifts, and when you see that structure shift on the downside, then you want to get ready for the shorts to come in play and take profit and benefit from that. So looking at the 4-hour candles, we are currently in a bullish uptrend. We are also respecting this gap right over here, and as I mentioned, we have a swing high here, which is also the previous day highs. I want to see if price can trade into this high. Okay, currently Wednesday has made our current week high, so I want to see if Friday will make the week high or trade above this and pull back down. So for tomorrow going in, I am bullish. Okay, so keep note, I am bullish up until the 24,000 mark. Okay, so right now price is at 23,915. I want to see price trade into the previous day high and also make the new week high and then reverse back down. So that's what I would like to see price do. It could do that in London session, or like I mentioned earlier, it could also do that in our New York session. So this is something that I just want to keep in mind for our analysis going into tomorrow. Now, one thing I do want to mention, and I want to talk about certain trades that were taken from me in the past week. And every time there is some significant news, like we can see on our economic calendar right over here, we had CPI data come out on Tuesday. It was 0.1% lower than forecasted. So people are thinking that the next Fed interest rate announcement, the rates could go lower. And based on that speculation, price has been going higher. Now, if you look at Tuesday, let's go to Tuesday. Where was Tuesday? Tuesday was a 15-minute time frame. And this will be a quick trade review of the short I posted earlier of my execution, just to show you what was done and what strategy I used. Now, this strategy is a strategy that can make you a lot of money in a very, very short time. Okay, I'm going to reveal this with you, but this is something that will be very beneficial, and this is something that's been given to you for free and can make you a lot of money. So listen very carefully. Looking into the data candle, so this right here, 8:30, was the announcement. Okay, now I'm going to go to our 1-minute chart to have some precise points of what I'm talking about when it comes to, red folder news dropping and how we can profit off of those news. So if you guys viewed my short, I talked about, I actually posted a live execution of this trade. So 8:30 candle is right over here. So what I do is when I see this candle 8:30, I mark the highs and mark the lows. Okay, so listen to this very, very carefully. This is some sauce that's being sent out to you for free. This is a strategy that can make you a lot of money at a very short amount of time. So look at this, understand it, back test it. Okay, it's been given to you for free. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe to this channel. So 1-minute candle, data high, data low. Now price has traded and took out the data high already. Okay, so we're at 8:42. Price is trading above the data high. We're going into 9:30 right over here. This is where most of us will start trading. Okay, a lot of us are asleep at this time. We're starting to wake up. So that being said, I'm gonna extend this over a little bit. So this is me waking up at around, let's just like 9 a.m. Okay, pulling up my charts. I see that price has been trading above data highs. Okay, now based on my back testing, about 70% of the time, so when price trades up, when price takes out the high of the data candles, it will trade into the low as well and take out both sides. Listen carefully. If price takes out data high, 70% of the times it comes down to data lows and trades into it. So right over here, in my head, I'm thinking, you know what? Price is already traded above the data high. What is price going to do next? Trade inside the data low. So what I'm looking for here is some sort of structure shift where I can have an entry towards the data lows. And as you can see here, at around 9:45, we have seen price dip into this gap right here. Now, this is not in hindsight. I have sent a live execution of this trade entry here on this SEBI target data. So I'm somebody who trades with micro contracts. I don't trade with full E-mini contracts, but taking a look at this here, playing with 5 micros and catching almost 100 points, that's a lot of money. Okay, that is a lot of money. That is a couple of $1,000 you can make trading micros, and by just this one simple strategy of trading the data highs and the lows. Now, good news is tomorrow we also have some heavy news. So what I want to see, I want to wait for the news to drop. I want to wake up, mark out the highs and the lows, see where price is, trading. If it's trading above it, I want to see if price has some structure shifting towards the downside where it would trade into the low of the data. That could be a short play, and vice versa when it comes to the longs. So I'm going to leave and end this video with this note. And tomorrow I will trade again in the morning, and I will be recording my executions if I take any trade, and I will be posting it and sharing with you guys to let you know how that trade went. We can have a reversal from there. Other than that, I am not sticking to I'm not marrying a bias. I just want to see what price is doing in front of me and trade that. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be posting regularly as much as I can to put out free content for you guys to benefit from. If you did benefit from this, I would appreciate you guys leaving a comment or liking this video and sharing it. Thank you and have a wonderful night.